This is my buddy Jake Smith. And this is his Yeti SB6C bike check.
What's going on, guys? It's Jake Smith here. Haven't been on the YouTube channel in a while because I've been out on the East Coast shredding and also going to college, but out here back on the West Coast, best coast with Alex Chamberlin. And today I'm going to talk to you about my Yeti SB6C. So it's a 2017 Yeti SB6C. You might have seen it on the channel earlier because Alex Chamberlin was shredding it, but he was fortunate enough to sell it to me. And now I'm on the Yeti and I'm loving it. So let's go ahead and get into this bike check. So let's start off with frame size. It's a large. And then let's move into suspension. I'm running Cane Creek Helm fork and the front at 160. This is the Air edition. There is a Coil, which I have not been riding, but I've been riding the Air and I love it. I'm running the DB Coil IL from Cane Creek in the rear with a 450-pound spring. Moving on from suspension, I'm running the Ergon GE1 grips. They're extremely comfortable for all-day riding. And as well, to match that, I'm running the Ergon SME3 saddle. It matches the bike and they both tie the colors in really well, and they're both ergonomically comfortable for all days in the saddle when you're racing enduro or just out riding in the forest. For Cockpit, I'm running the Gamut 50mm stem Silos, and then I'm also running the Gamut 760 bars that are 30mm tall. I would prefer the high bars. They allow you to load up the back axle more, as well as just for like the steeper trails, which I generally ride. I'm also running the One Up, if I can get it out, the One Up toolkit, like you see it in Alex Chamberlin. We've both been big fans of these, and they allow you to be able to adjust your bike throughout the trail. I'm running the Chris King headset, no problems there. Moving into the wheels, I'm running the Industry 9 Grade 300 wheels. Shout out to Joe Haley over at I9 for hooking me up with these wheels and building these up for me. These wheels are actually pretty sweet. They have two colors. You can see there's blue on one side and turquoise on the other. And when they do spin, they have a really cool Yeti color. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but I figured I would show you. Attached to my wheels, I'm running the Maxxis Aggressor 2.3 in the rear and the Maxxis DHF 2.5 in the front. It's my go-to setup that I thoroughly enjoy. I run between 23 and 25 PSI in the front tire and between 26 to 29 PSI in the rear tire, just depending on conditions. Today I'm currently running 25 in the front and 28 in the rear.
And what's the weight of the bicycle?
The weight of the bicycle is 32 pounds.
You actually weighed it?
Mm-hmm. With these tires on, 32 pounds.
With those, jeez. Yeah, someone asked me, what's the weight of your bike? I'm like, depends what tires. It can be 29 pounds, it can be 31 pounds. This thing's so loud.
What, this? Yeah, Joe! I9, get calculated. For braking options, I'm running the TRP Slate G-Spec editions. Shout out to Cody Phillips for getting me hooked up with these. I'm running a two-piece 203 TRP rotor in the front and a two-piece 180 rotor in the rear. I generally like this setup on all my bikes. I always run a bigger rotor in the front and a smaller in the rear. I just prefer the higher braking power on the front wheel and a little bit less for maneuverability in the rear, like my homie setup there. My favorite part about the TRP Slates has to be the modulation. As your finger's on the lever, you can almost feel it hitting the rotor, and it allows it to be more communicative with your braking power. And a lot of people, I think, underlook braking power. I did for years when I was on Shimano brakes and Sram brakes. I just never felt comfortable, and so in that case, I'd either be late braking or early braking, and so the TRP Slates really allow me to just be able to stop in the right sections and maneuver the bike properly, because sometimes going slower is faster.
It sounds dumb, but it's true.
Yeah, man, so I'm running the Sram Eagle Drivetrain. I'm running actually a kind of a combination between GX and XO1. So I'm running XO1 cranks and XO1 cassette to kind of save some rotational weight, but I'm running the GX derailleur and the GX shifter to kind of save some financial weight. So So as you can see, I've for right now it's all right. I really did like my XTR SRAM setup that you're personally running, Alex. But for right now, this is what I got, and I'm enjoying the range. So, Eagle, Cacan.
What chainring size?
I'm running the 34 tooth GX in the front.
Crank length?
170 with the SRAM Eagle drivetrain, which I'm personally really liking. It allows me to have more range in the riding style I've been doing lately, but it does kind of shift a little slow compared to XTR. So the first few weeks on the bike was a major adjustment. It shifts drastically slower, and it does snap, crackle, and pop a lot of the time. So I did have to learn that. Moving into dropper post, I'm running the Cane Creek drop lever attached to a giant 150 dropper. It's a great post, and
It's a giant dropper?
It's a giant dropper. Yeah, 150.
I thought you were running a giant dropper?
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a budget build. Jeez.
It's not budget. It's just
Giant dropper.
I got practical parts.
Giant dropper.
Does it not look bad though?
It doesn't look bad. I thought it was like a P&W components or something, or
No, dude.
a Lev.
It's a giant 150.
Wow.
It's not the most.
You heard it here. Jake Smith loves giant. You'll see him next year. Elliot Jackson's teammate.
No. You won't see me on Giant. I mean, I don't want to say that on camera.
Surely now that I've said that, I'll be on a giant at some point.
You'll be sponsored.
I don't want to be like the Giants say oh, 29ers the ultimate trail bike, and then now they only make 27.5 trail bikes.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Don't want to get myself in that. Yeah. So I'm running a Gamut chain guide. Shout out to Simon Silverstone over at Gamut for hooking me up with one of these. The chain guide's pretty standard. It just has a top piece and the house. I also run the bash guard. A lot of people are always weight weenies, and I don't know why they say they can't run that, because it's like 10 extra grams of weight maybe, and you're not gonna have to spend $80 on a bent SRAM chainring every month when you bend it. So I say run bottom bash guards.
And what's the deal with the flat pedals?
Oh, dude, so shout out to Riley Cooper, my roommate, for hooking me up with some flats and these 510 district shoes, which are amazing. I was riding the other day, and my whole Crank Brother mallet spindle just snapped in half, 30 seconds into my ride, and right now I just graduated college, so I'm unemployed. So I didn't have enough money to go out and buy some new Crank Brother pedals, so I'm just rocking the flats, and the skill set's coming way up. So if you guys have any flat pedal recommendations, be sure to comment in the thing and let me know what you prefer, because I think I'm going to stick on flats for a while. This is by far my favorite bike that I've owned so far. It allows my riding, as Alex can maybe attest, to be more confident, inspiring. So I think when I feel more confident that my bike's going to do what I need it to do, I can ride faster generally throughout the trail.
I think a big part of that is kind of the longer chainstay. Everyone says, oh, it's harder to manual, but when you're actually on the trail and you're pinning it, it gives you so much stability having that longer rear end. And it's still plenty manuable. It comes down to the bike, not the rider.
If you click on Cody Kelly Instagram, you can definitely see some sketch manuals on these things. So,
yeah, so
if you can't manual it, it's probably not the bike. It's probably yourself. Just saying.
So I just like it.
Sorry, YouTube.
It was a pretty balanced bike when I owned it, and I kind of missed that. That's the only gripe I had on the Firebird, was how short the rear end was compared to the front end. So I kept on dinging the rear wheel the whole time. I don't know, it didn't corner the same. It felt like you had to slap that bike.
It does have to be slapped.
This one or the Firebird?
This bike.
Oh, I thought the other one, the Firebird, felt like it had to be more slapped.
This one has to be more slapped than my high tower. But I don't know, I was also coming from bigger wheels to smaller wheels.
All right.
Cool.
Catch me on the YouTubes.
How about that? Hopefully that's not super lame bike check. You'll get stuck.
It might be a little bit. It's kind of dry, but I'm pretty dry. My channel.
You should put these bloopers in at the
Probably
end.
will. Probably put it in the video.
Oh yeah, sick.
You gotta be a little more enthusiastic. Just slight.
Well, I'm trying to be calculated though.
Yeah.
I'm running the all mountain style fender here, the camo, and the all mountain style frame protector on the frame. Yeah, we got some kids up there. They're fucking with us. They're stoked on the bike.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, this bike is definitely just a pavement princess. If you want to drive around in your Toyota Tundra and just drive around Hayward and pick up poon, this is the bike you should buy.